and gentlemen, please stand for Malaysia's national anthem and the ASEAN song. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're pleased to present to you a welcoming dance from Sekolah Seni Malaysia, Johor. For your information, this welcoming dance is a newly created dance, which is a combination of two traditional dances, the Zapin and the Samra. We proudly present to you the Sekolah Seni Malaysia, Johor.
Pohonan lontar, lalu sepanjang si anak panah kapal sakti dalam berkisah. Segalanya demi kuasa dikaburkan mata, diulurnya bunga tanda akhir kesumpah. Lantas nasib ditinggal.
Sekolah Seni Malaysia Johor for the wonderful renewed traditional dance that nicely showcases Malaysia and our culture. To seek blessings from the Allah Almighty for this event this morning, I hereby call upon Mr. Husni Alan Muhammad Masalimun from the Mestek to lead us with the Dua recital. Please welcome.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, all praise is due to Almighty Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world. May the peace and mercy of Allah be upon His Prophet Muhammad, his family, companions, and followers. We seek refuge in Almighty Allah from the evil of our soul and our sinful deeds. Almighty Allah, we ask your blessing upon us to have a smooth running of the 7th ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, 7th APTJSO. We raise our hands and pray with gratefulness in our hearts and ask for your favor to perform our duties as your faithful servants. Allahumma ya Rahman ya Rahim ya Fattahu ya Alim. Let us efforts succeed and we secure success. Give answer to our prayers, listen to our requests, cause us to obtain the good of this world and the hereafter. Bless us beyond our expectations. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Husni. Yang Berhormat Puan Yeo Bee Ying, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Puan Isna Raisa Munira Majlis, Deputy Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Asa bin Haji Yahya, Secretary General of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, Malaysia, come Malaysia Cost Chairman. Yang berbahagia Professor Datin Paduka, Datuk Dr. Aini Idris, Vice Chancellor, University Putra, Malaysia. Dr. Kim Ming Chul, Head of Science Committee, ASEAN +3 Center for the Gifted in Science. Mrs. Chong Lee Singh, Assistant Director, Head of Science and Technology Division, Sectoral Development Directorate, ASEAN Economic Community Department. Yang berusaha Puan Hazami Habib, Chief Executive Officer, Academy of Sciences, Malaysia. Excellencies, senior officials, participants of the 7th Asian +3 Junior Science Odyssey, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome and a very good morning to everyone. Selamat datang to Malaysia. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the 7th ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, APTJSO. ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, APTJSO, is an annual educational event in the field of science and technology for the young talents aged between 13 to 15 years old. The competition will take place starting from today until 3rd August 2018 with the participation of 9 countries from the ASEAN +3 APT member countries, specifically Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos PDR, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Republic of Korea. Today we'll be witnessing 19 teams of the talented and gifted science students to compete for the most anticipated title, the grand winner of the 7th ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, APTJSO. The competition will be based on science and innovation for good health and societal well-being as the chosen theme to promote the importance of good health and societal well-being towards sustainable development in the ASEAN region. Students will be tested with 3 main modules, namely Great Science Ideas, Great Science Quest, Great Science Pitch with a refreshing formats including video presentation and scientific experimentation using exploration concept. The competition hopes to foster students' interest in science and technology and creates a playground for them to express their creativity. It's also an opportunity for the international students to exchange experiences in scientific research and enhance their keenness in exploring knowledge. To proceed with the ceremony, let us welcome Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Asa bin Haji Yahya, Secretary General, Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, and also a Malaysian Committee of Science, Technology, COST Chairman, to give his welcoming remarks. Let's give him a warm applause to our Secretary General.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berhormat Puan Yeo Bee Yin, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change Malaysia, or in short, we call it MESTEC. Yang berhormat Puan Isni Raishah Munirah Majlis, Deputy Minister, MESTEC. Dr. Kim Min Chu, Head of Science Committee, ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science. Ms. Cheong Lee Sing, Assistant Director, Head of Science and Technology Division for ASEAN Secretariat. Yang berbahagia Profesor Datin Paduka Datuk Dr. Aini Idris, Vice Chancellor Universiti Putra Malaysia. Madam Hazami Habib, Chief Executive Officer of the Academy of Sciences of Malaysia. Excellencies, Senior Officers, participants of the 7th ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Selamat datang and selamat pagi. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the 7 ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey, or 7 APTJSO. My warmest greetings to all participants from the ASEAN Plus 3 member states, distinguished guests from the ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science, as well as the ASEAN Secretariat. It is an honor for Malaysia to host this much anticipated competition for the first time in Malaysia. This competition will not be possible without the commendable work and commitment of all members of the organizing committees, especially the National COST Secretariat, Academy of Sciences of Malaysia, and the Young Scientists Network. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to the Ministry of Education Malaysia, Universiti Putra Malaysia, and the National Institute of Valuation, or INSPAN, for their valuable support and assistance for providing the venue for the competition and cozy accommodation to the participants and Secretariat. We would like to express our gratitude to the main sponsor of the 7 APTJSO, Contra Pharma, and Spritzer for the in-kind contributions toward this competition. Our acknowledgement also goes to the continuous support given by the local institutions like National Science Center, Planetarium, Petro Science, Ministry of Youth and Sports, and all those who were involved in this competition. And not to forget, special thanks to ACGS and ASEAN Secretariat for giving their full support throughout the APTJSO 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of ASEAN is in the hands of our youths who are digital savvy, well equipped with science, literacy, and technological competency. In this regard, Malaysia hopes that this competition will not only help in achieving the goal of ASEAN Plan of Action on Science, Technology, and Innovation, or in short, APASTI, particularly Strategic Thrust 4 on the STI inculturation that can contribute significantly towards achieving the ASEAN community and ASEAN prosperity as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, as the host country, the APTJSO this year, the theme Science and Innovation for Good Health and Societal Well-Being was chosen to illuminate how STI is able to provide solutions to address common issues concerning good health and societal well-being. I was informed that a total of 19 teams from 9 ASEAN Plus 3 member countries, involving students from 13 to 15 years old and their mentoring science teachers, will be participating in this competition. We promise that all the teams will be taken through an exciting yet challenging journey throughout this competition. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to all the judges from the British High Commission, the Embassy of France, the Embassy of Germany, and the British Council, who are willing to spend their valuable time to be part of this competition and contribute to the STI cause. For the record, the judging rubric for the modules assessment or scoring guidelines were provided well in advance to the participating teams to facilitate greater understanding for each module before the competition. Once again, I would like to express my warmest welcome to all participating teams for taking the time to join this competition in Malaysia. I wish you all the most pleasant stay, and it is our greatest hope that all of you will bring along vibrant and good memories about Malaysia. May you have great success in your journey in science, technology, and innovation. And together, we strengthen our solidarity by making the ASEAN vision, one identity, one community is reality. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia. Next, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Kim Ming Chu, Head of Science Committee, ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science, to give his special remarks on behalf of the APTJSO as the founder of the ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odysseys. Please welcome.
Apa kabar? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow attendees. I'm Dr. Min-Chul Kim, Head of Science Committee, ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science. I'm here on behalf of Chairman of ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science. It's my pleasure to be here and join the 7th APT Junior Science Odyssey in University Putra, Malaysia. I'd like to express my gratitude to Datuk Seri Dr. Mohammed for preparing excellent events for the Gifted in Science from ASEAN Plus 3 member nations. Also, I sincerely appreciate those who have given their full support for the event today, for coming here to participate in this event, despite their busy schedule. YB Puan Yubi In, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment, and Climate Change in Malaysia. YB Puan Isnarasha Munira, Deputy Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment, and Climate Change in Malaysia. And Datuk Seri Dr. Mohammed, and Secretary General, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment, and Climate Change in Malaysia, and Professor Datin Paduk Datu Dr. Aimi, Vice Chancellor, University Putra, Malaysia, Ms. Chong Li Xing, Assistant Director, Head of Science and Technology Division, Sector Development Directorate, ASEAN Economic Community Department, and Puan Hajami Habib, Chief Executive Officer, Academy of Science, Malaysia. I would like to special thanks all organizers and committee of JSO for preparing for today's festival. The 21st century is often called the creative economy and technology-based society. In this era, the creative and imaginative talent could change the world and make the future. It is a time of development through fostering human resources, not through spending natural resources. It is the creative, gifted in science, who can be responsible for the survival and hope of mankind, as well as the competitiveness of our country. As we are attracted and enjoy science in our daily life and respect the science rationality, when the gifted in science like you and the scientists are respected from our society, the advance of human race could be possible. For this reason, ASEAN Plus 3 Center for the Gifted in Science is making all-out efforts to foster gifted in science through providing various science educational contents and programs for the gifted in science. Today's festival that is the 7th year since 2012, where it is held in Brunei. I sincerely hope that this ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey would promote academic exchange of science personnel and a human network. Finally, I hope that the 7th ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey could make great results than ever. I wish all participants happiness and success. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Dr. for your informative speech. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we have now come to the most awaited and most important segment of the event. That is the official launching of the 7th ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey 2018. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming Yang Berhormat Puan Yeo Bee Ying, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change. Please welcome. To deliver the opening speech and thereby officiating our competition.
Thank you. Yang Berhormat Puan Munira, Deputy Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Azhar, Secretary General of the Ministry. Yang Berbahagia Professor Datin Paduka Datuk Dr. Aini Idris, Vice Chancellor of University Putra Malaysia. Dr. Kim, Head of Science Committee, ASEAN Plus 3 Center of Gifted in Science. Ms. Chong Lee Sing, Assistant Director, Head of Science and Technology Division, Sectoral Development Directorate, ASEAN Economic Community Department. Puan Hazami Habib, CEO of Academy of Science. Excellency, senior officials, participants of the 7th ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. I'm very glad to be here today. This is the first ASEAN program that I go after I am appointed as the minister. My ministry has the longest name. Just now I saw Dr. Kim was talking about the name of my ministry, and he cleared his throat after he said the ministry's name. That is how long the name of the ministry is. I'm very glad that the first ASEAN program that I go to is a program for the future, which is all of you here, the students here. And I've always believed that the tomorrow of any country or any region lies in the hands and the brains and the attitude and the hearts of the next generation, which is the students who are here. And on behalf of Malaysia, I would like to welcome the delegates from all around ASEAN and Korea to come to Malaysia. Selamat datang ke Malaysia. Before I go further, I just want to once again say thanks to the organizing committee and the strategic partners for this event. I want to thank all of you, and your work will not go in vain. I'm sure that one of these great inventions will make change in times to come. I think this is a very strong, it's a very, very important program for all of us, because we know that science and technology and innovation will help to change not only the region, but also the world. And however, there are a lot of people that think that science and technology is only about education. People think that science and technology, primary, secondary, tertiary education, let's have a science and technology, STEM, engineering, mathematics, impart them into our syllabus, and our country can grow. However, the world has moved so fast. The world has moved such that 2014, there's a paper by General Electric. It says this, it says that 65% of jobs that is going to be done by people is actually jobs that do not appear today. If today you have a primary school students that go to the school today, they will end up in a job that may not in existence today. Our world is transforming so fast. And also, the first year student who goes to the university, by the third year or fourth year, the technology itself has already become obsolete. I think even as we, an ASEAN country, ASEAN +3, think about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we should also shift the way we think about it. We should not be actually thinking about just a rigid education system. I think that will not help in the world, in the future to come. In a future where artificial intelligence, robots, machine is going to do a lot of brain works for our students, for our future generation, how will we teach STEM differently? Today, I just want to encourage not the students, but the adults who are here, who is policy makers, who are making decisions for our countries, ASEAN +3, that we will not only think about syllabus, education syllabus, but we will also think about the skills of our students. The skills that is much needed and most needed for me, for any of our students, for them to compete, is not a particular theory. It's not the theory of certain physics, it's not thermodynamics, it's not chemistry. It is the skill to learn how to learn. It is a skill that they will be able to adapt to the new environment, which is changing so fast, and yet can still learn very quickly and adapt quickly. And that is what is needed for our students. And for the students here, I would like to challenge you. You do not only learn a particular skills, a particular knowledge, you learn how to learn quickly and adapt it. Because the world that you are going to inherit from us in this generation is the world that is moving very fast. If you don't move fast, you are going to be obsolete. And I always want to quote this quote from Klaus Schwab, who is the founder and the executive director of World Economic Forum. He said, in this new world, it is not big fish which eats the small fish. It's the fast fish which eats the slow fish. So be quick in everything we do, but above everything else, the only constant that is going to come in this world is there is nothing is going to be constant. Change is the only constant. I would like to say this, is that because today our topic of this competition is about ASEAN +3, science and innovation for good health and societal well-being. I would like us to think about what are the challenges that we face in science, in health, and also societal well-being. Let me give you an example, what we face in Malaysia. I think we will share some of the challenges as well in other countries. We face an aging society. We face a society where our people are living longer, yet living longer, and they need a lot of healthcare. Second, we live in a society where because there is an increased urbanization, our hospitals are getting more and more congested. For some of you here who have been to the public hospitals, you will know one of our challenges is to find parking. Because the hospital is so congested, people are queuing up, waiting for half a day just to see doctors. I think this is not only a challenge in Malaysia, but it's a challenge all across in ASEAN country. And we also face with problems where we spend so much of our money on treatment and yet not prevention. I would like to challenge that the students here, not only when you showcase the products that you have, you think from the point of view of what are the challenges that we have as a nation. First thing that we need to answer as ASEAN, or actually all around the world that we need to answer, is to how do we cut the time that patients wait outside to wait for the doctors. Second is this, how do we actually make less people come to the hospitals? Third, how do we reduce the spending on healthcare and yet have better quality of healthcare for our people? This is possible by science and technology. I give you an example. Doctors have problems. Doctors have always had problems with the information from the patients. Sometimes they need to pull out your medical reports. It's very difficult for doctors to do it today. It's very also difficult to get to know the patient history by just looking through all the documents that they have. But if we have a system, a big data, where actually the system itself, they can say, hey, this is a person, this is the identification number, I can just key in, and this is the entire history of them. And just think about a future where each of our patients has a wearable device, where actually your health information is also uploaded into the historical, into that database and big data. Your doctor will know how much is your heartbeat, not only when he sees you that day, but actually your historical heartbeat and know the trend of it. And actually your doctor don't need to know the trend of it because the artificial intelligence, the analytics will actually already analyze some of the things that is in the data itself. So what the doctor pull out is something that is already a good information of what they can do in the next. This is just what we can imagine of the future of healthcare. A healthcare where you actually have a lot of technology in terms of Internet of Things, in terms of good data, in terms of different technology that can help the doctors to treat the patients. And with that, a lot of people are worried, what about my privacy? There are so many things on the cloud. All my health information are on the cloud. There is when the blockchain technology comes. You decide on which information you give to the doctors, and the doctors can then tell you what to do in the future. So these are all the excitements that come when we talk about healthcare and talking about innovation to solve people's problems. Of course, our students here is 13 to 15 years old. I'm not expecting you to come up with that kind of solution quickly, but I'm just expecting you to think about the system, think about the problem from a bigger perspective, that is to solve the people's problems. And with all of this, we will be able to have a healthier society. When you have a wearable device that actually can tell you that, hey, you're not eating right, then you will be able to cut your diet or do things before you get a diabetes. These are just some of the challenges and some of the things that we can do in the future. And I believe that events like this, ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, is not about coming to say praise to whatever you have. I am here to come to tell the students here that we have a big problem, that we have a challenge right here, but I believe that with your brains and heart, we can solve the problem. Recently, I have also read a book because I did not have time yesterday. I was in PAC, so I did not write it in the script. Let me just read the book about that Peter Drucker talks about innovation. People always think about, wow, I need to look for new information. Innovation is about creating something that is new to solve the problems. Let me give you an example of what innovation is about. Innovation is actually not always about creating something new. Innovation is about getting all knowledge together to make something new. I give you an example on the computer. The computer, I just read from the book. The computer, to cite another example, required no fewer than 6 separate strains of knowledge. First one, binary arithmetic. Second, Charles Babbage's conception of a calculating machine in the first half of the 19th century. Third, the punch card invented by Herman Hollier for the US Census of 1890. Fourth, the Audion tube, an electronic switch invented in 1906. Fifth, symbolic logic, which was developed between 1910 and 1913 by Bertrand Russell and Alfred North Whitehead. And lastly, the concepts of programming and feedback that come out of abortive attempts during World War I to develop effective anti-aircraft guns. Although all of this necessary knowledge was available by 1918, the first operational digital computer did not appear until 1946. That tells us that innovation is not only about creating something new. We have a set of challenges. We also have a set of knowledge. Innovation is also about how do we use the sets of knowledge that we have to solve our problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe in the youth power, and we also believe in women power. Now, allow me to say some of the ASEAN, young ASEAN women achievement. Some of them, let me just list just 3 of them. I believe there are a lot more. Then there are highlights and there are breakthroughs in science and scientists in healthcare. First, of course, we are hosts, so we have the privilege of being the first one to be mentioned. First is Miss Shulam from Malaysia. It's a Malaysian scientist who stunned the world by discovering a potential solution to the antibiotic-resistant bacteria commonly known as superbugs. Second, it's very interesting, Dr. Nguyen Thi Hiep, Vietnamese scientist at the International University, Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City. She won the 3rd annual ASEAN-US Science Prize for Women 2017. Her research focusing on reducing the pressure placed upon healthcare systems in an increasingly urbanized center with at-home care health solutions. The third one, Dr. Rina, who is a Thai scientist at Khon Kaen University, who develops innovative biosensors to put a stop to chronic non-communicable diseases that are plaguing a growing urban population. Among her innovations is Youth Meter, a mobile-based platform that provides a digital health checkup with a single drop of urine. These are some of the amazing things that the young scientists are doing in ASEAN region. To conclude, this ASEAN +3 Junior Scientist Odyssey is an evidence that we can actually all play a part to sow a seed for tomorrow by engaging our younger generation into science and technology. It is my hope that this competition will not only spur and intensify STI knowledge among the participants, but also provide opportunities for all of our participants here to make friends and to have connections towards a potential scientific and technology research collaboration. So students here, do not only think about winning the competitions, I hope that you are here to win friends for yourself. Is that okay? Once again, I would like to acknowledge the efforts of Young Scientists Network Malaysia and the other strategic partners who collaborated with the ministry in this competition. To all the teams that will be participating in the 7th ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey, I wish you all the best, and may this Odyssey inspire you to be a renowned scientist in the near future. Embrace the competition, but remember that the Odyssey is greater than winning the medals. It is about working together to provide a good future for our region and the world. On that note, I hereby declare that the 7th ASEAN +3 Junior Science Odyssey officially open. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad, for the inspiring words. I'm sure all of the participants are now beaming with great anticipation. May I request Yang Berhormat to remain on stage for the ceremony? To accompany Yang Berhormat, may I invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Azhar bin Haji Yahya as the Malaysian Past Chair on stage for the launching ceremony. As a gesture of appreciation to the scientists, Network Academy of Sciences Malaysia that developed the modules of the 7th APTJSO, we would like to call up them on stage for the handover of the gimmick instruments to Yang Berhormat. They are the program leaders, Dr. Mas Jafri Masarudin, Dr. Siti Sarah Uthman, Dr. Chai Lei Ching, and they are the co-chairs of the 7th APTJSO Scientific and Technical Committee, Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim Muhammad Tahir, Dr. Chow De Ming. May I request Yang Berhormat to get ready to swing the game controller as a symbolic launching of our event today. Yang Berhormat and all VIPs on stage, you may take your seats. Thank you very much, Yang Berhormat. Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the official opening of the ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey, APTJSO today. Are you excited yet? Yes, I know I am. Okay, the video we just saw just now depicts the journey of the APTJSO since its inception in 2012. We started APTJSO journey in Brunei in 2012. We went to the Republic of Korea in 2013, Thailand 2014, Indonesia 2015, the Philippines in 2016, Vietnam in 2017. And now we are finally here in Malaysia for the 7th APTJSO in 2018. A big round of applause to all who have made it happen. We now continue our journey in APTJSO 2018, and as a symbol of appreciation, a very warm welcome for everyone, we would like to present to you another traditional Malay dance performance, which comes from a genre of medley, Inang, combining two types of traditional dances. We proudly present to you from Sekolah Seni Malaysia, Johor, the Rampayan Sri Malay Pertama dance. right, to kickstart a competition today, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our participating teams today. I would like to invite the teams of the participating countries one by one, and if you could please remain on stage. Brunei Darussalam will be represented by one team from various schools. Cambodia will be represented by 2 teams. Cambodia will be represented by 2 teams. Indonesia will be represented by 2 teams. PDR will be represented by 2 teams. Malaysia, as the host country, will be represented by 4 teams, specifically from the Malay College Kuala Kangsar, Tunku Kusha College, Sekolah Menengah Sains Lahun Datu Sabah, and Sekolah Menengah Sains Kuching. Round of applause. Philippines will be represented by 2 teams. Thailand will be represented by 2 teams. Vietnam will be represented by 2 teams. Last but not least, we have 2 teams from the Republic of Korea. Gentlemen, a round of applause for the APTJSO participants 2018. Next, I would like to invite Yang Berhormat and all of the VIPs to come on stage for a photography session with all the participants. Please welcome Yang Berhormat. stand, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, with that, we have come to the end of the opening ceremony today. On behalf of the organizers of the event, we would like to thank and express our greatest appreciation to Yang Boroman Puan Yeo Biyin, Minister of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, and all our guests of honor. Datu, and all members of the floor for your kind courtesy and support to be here at this event this morning. With us today, we have more than 300 students around Putrajaya Sri Kembangan School. We are proud to welcome all the students and teachers. Your presence here today is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Yang Boroman Puan Yeo Biyin to adjourn for a walkabout session to the APTJSO participants booths and Young Scientists Network Outreach Programs booth. All APTJSO participants, please stand by at your respective countries' booths. We would like to request all the other remaining guests to remain at their seats.